You know the one good thing about this place? We never have to wait for a table. I think I hate you. The only one I self-loathe is you. Let's do this! Bad guys acting good? It's the ultimate bad guy thing. It's fantastic. Wolf, you're a genius. No, no, no! We'll always be bad guy. Jackpot!
Nailed it. Great.
A toast. Fine. I've made a lot of enemies in my time, a lot. But out of all the people in the world, I hate you guys the least.
Aww. That's your birthday?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And so you guys are like super best friends celebrating, you know.
Woo!
Yeah! Go bad.
Or go home.
And then Wolf looks at camera. Hey, you! Get over here. Why?
Hey, here. Take it.
Oh, yeah? Fuck me, please.
Sucker.
Come on, man. Now you're gonna make me get all aggressive. And he jumps on you. And then you fight.
Oh, no. No way.
Snake.
Okay. All right.
This is gonna taste extra sweet because I know how bad you want it. Pop me, please.
Nope. Sucker!
That's it. I'll teach you to share. I like share. It's yummy. I got this.
Great.
I got this.
Keep cool, baby. Birthdays should be chill. Oh, yeah, the fool Clooney. I'm having a baby! Is that a doctor or perhaps several security guards who can leave that post and help me? Hey, did you get hit on the head? Oh, stop, you're making me blush. We got no food. We got no money. We got no money we can use to buy food. We got no food we can sell for money.
Surprise! Santo cielo, that's a lot of popo. What? No, I fart when I'm nervous. I ain't angry, you're angry. Let's do this. Ah, wordplay. I don't get it. I told them to stop drinking out of the toilet. Crazy is what I bring to the party, Chico.
Oh, goody. They say experience is the best teacher. And they are wrong. I am. Good morning, students of goodness, and welcome to the first day of the rest of your best life. Stop. For goodness sake. Let me speak to them. I'm sure there's been some misunderstanding. There, of course you didn't do it. How could you? After all, you're such a good boy.
They say that art reveals more about the viewer than the artist. Mr. Did you see their last job? Ugh. Unsecured exits, crude disguises, compulsive showboating. I mean, it was a mess. All the classic signs of a crew in decline. Next, they're gonna make it personal. That's when you know they're toast. Not everyone gets a second chance. Make the most of it, Mr. Poodleton. Do not Clooney me, Wolf. Yeah, well, that ship's already sailed. So how does it feel to have everyone not fear you for a change?
We all know how dastardly the bad guys are. But more than anything, I feel kind of sorry for them. These so-called bad guys are really just second-rate has-beens. I mean, behind their amateurish antics and, frankly, unoriginal capers, I mean, really, another bank, is nothing but a deep well of anger, denial, and self-loathing. Trespassing? Burglary? Mayhem? Assault with a deadly reptile? As if those poor rodents haven't been through enough already. Maybe they will believe you. Maybe they won't, but it doesn't matter. Don't do it for them, do it for you. This is a chance to write your own story, to find a better life for you and your friends. Come on, what have you got to lose?
Guys, calm down. I'm on it. Initiating whippist. Overriding protocol. Get it, Queen? Just give me 5 minutes. Time to turn this baby on beast mode. Eat it, whippist! Well, there goes our street cred. 8 legs, 8 times the cardio. I think Wolf was right. I think we could be more than just scary villains. When I woke up this morning, this is not where I saw the day going.
Very sleek, Webs.
I also took over the police dispatch, blurred their satellite imaging system, grounded their chopper, and one more thing.
You didn't. Special delivery for... Ah, don't eat me! Don't eat me!
Happy birthday, Mr. Grumpy Pants. You know you fart when you lie.
No, I'm fucked when I'm nervous.
Yeah, nervous about lying.
Oh, sorry.
Piranha!
Don't breathe it in!
Ow! Ow, my... Is it... Can it kill people?
Try rebooting!
Oh my gosh. You guys fixed it.
Really?
Now!
Professor, in the past year, you've stopped wars, fed the hungry, and saved countless pandas. Some have described your goodness as second only to Mother Teresa. The bad guys go bust. The nefarious fivesome has finally been captured, and I, Tiffany Fluffit, am first on the scene. What up? We are just moments away from Professor Marmalade's Gala for Goodness, where the legendary Love Crater meteoroid will be on display for the first time ever. But what everyone is really buzzing about is the bad guys break out the umbrellas because it's raining money. All because of, I can't even believe I'm saying this, all because of the bad guys. Tiffany Fluffit, Channel 6 Action News. The bad guys have struck again with their most brazen heist yet, proving once more that they are the most diabolical criminals of our time. I love this line. Okay. Tonight's headline, change is impossible. You should always judge a book by its cover, and all stereotypes have been affirmed.
Aha! Gotcha! I knew you couldn't resist after calling you stupid twice. Wait, Officer Bob? This was all an elaborate plot to catch the bad guys. Ah! A crime's a crime, and you are guilty! Even if it's for a minor legal infraction. Case closed! I win! Officers, if the bad guys crash this event, I am definitely gonna lose my job, and I will not hesitate to take you down with me! Now move out!
He's a cranky snake. I think he's mildly insecure, but very loyal. Kind of hot-headed. And, very committed to being awful. But endearing. I think I wouldn't say he has a good heart, but he's, vulnerable enough to be kind of charming in his way, I think. He's got a lot of special skills. He can make himself a rope. He can eat things seemingly of any size. The ironic thing about Snake is he's a safecracker. He's got no hands. So this is a character that's had to sort of like rise up from very difficult situations. It's a wolf, a snake, a piranha, spider. It's a shark. I mean, these are historically scary animals. So there's a lot of judgment, and I think that over time these characters sort of surrendered to the most menacing judgment of them, and they just live it. I mean, it's a kind of a turn on that sort of appearances and how we assume people or animals are because of our own fear. I think Shark is kind of a doofus, and I think that Snake is kind of a weaselly, kind of like smarty pants. So like Shark is really the great foil for Snake to bully, because he's just a big, dumb shark. And he doesn't ever seem to quite be onto it. And he's sort of a kind of glutton for punishment. So how is that not going to be a relationship that lasts until somebody, wakes up?
Tarantula is feisty. She's extremely smart. She's extremely good with technology. She's kind of like a criminal IT guy, if you will. It's fun to play a character that knows what she's doing at all times and kind of saves the day in a way. So Tarantula's pretty badass, but also like kind of admirable. They're pretty much the villains of everything. They scare people out of restaurants, which I imagine would be great because they just could get seating everywhere and everyone's scared of them. They steal almost for the kind of just the joy of stealing. Which is ironic because I think as a group of friends, they actually do quite like each other. And in a way, because they're so outcasted by the world, I think that they just kind of really relish in who they are. And yeah, I guess their role in this is that they're just constantly trying to one-up, constantly trying to pull off that next big heist, constantly trying to undermine people in power, and are most of the time successful at doing that. I really like the way that the movie plays with the aspects of good and bad. I think those are two terms often in our own world, in our own society, that we see misconstrued all the time. We see people that look bad but aren't bad, and people that look good but aren't good. I feel like it has like these very human elements, and I really like. I think that even though like they kind of detest being nice or being kind and sharing, I think they do have a family together. So that in itself proves that they're not all that bad.
Professor Marmalade is someone who very much aligns himself with the forces of good, with the good. And so he's very concerned to convert the bad guys to his path, that of righteousness. But it's a somewhat unctuous righteousness, it seems. He's rather self-satisfied. Mr. Wolf does experience a wag of the tail after an act of altruism. It's surprising because he thought he was rotten to the core, like a really terrible apple. But he finds that he's not, that he does have goodness within him. And so he ends up following that impulse in a certain way. He discovers that he likes to feel like he's been helpful, and that there's a certain good feeling about helping others.
Diane Foxington is the governor, and she, you know, she's very, I feel like, under control, but still kind of this sort of cheeky personality. It's important to her to sort of be a positive influence on her constituents and the city, and she helps to persuade the bad guys, specifically Mr. Wolf, to consider an alternative and to consider being good. I think what's very unique about this movie, I've never seen a children's movie that is so action-packed, but it has like some great like car chases and yeah, like heist scenes. Feels kind of like an Ocean's 11 for you know, young people, but also for adults. You know, I think it's entertaining for you know, I really enjoyed myself watching the movie and laughed a lot genuinely. And you know, I think honestly, I was struck by that. I was like, oh, this is quite like high action, but like fun and friendly. I think it's a great movie on the exploration of making choices for yourself, discovering who you want to be and leaning into that fully, and sort of what the value of true friendship is, which is very valuable.
I think the audience can take away a really sweet message from this whole tail wagging symbolism, which is so often in life we're looking for ways to feel fulfilled and ways to feel good, and we think it's by putting people down. It's by dragging someone down, us feeling bigger, better than them, but really it's in our DNA to feel good when we help people. And so giving back and being mindful is always going to be a thing that makes us feel fulfilled. It's like we're built in a way that it feels good to be selfless. We just need to tap into that. When I saw my character for the first time, I was like, she's cute. I'm adorable. Also kind of hot, just saying. She's adorable, she's hot, her outfit is amazing, the way she looks is just, it's just so perfect. Like, she just looks like someone who is there to grab your attention and believe her every word. And so I couldn't have come up with a better image of what she looks like. So my facial expressions are very, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot. And I feel like Tiffany mirrors that in a lot of ways, in the way I would say something here and then go into here and then switch back into this mode. She does a lot of my expressions in that way. And also, minor detail, the outfit she's wearing, I have the exact same outfit in my closet. So she looks more me to me than probably she looks to you. Like, she looks exactly like me to me.
Mr. Piranha is this naive, childlike, short-tempered, active little guy. He's also like the first to get in the action. Like, they're doing a heist. Mr. Piranha is the most hyped about it. They're stealing something. He's the most hyped about it. He also farts when he's trying to tell a lie, which I think is really funny. I mean, even like in the opening scene where he jumps into the car, you know, while they're getting chased by the cops, and he's so excited about like just to see his face and how excited he is and about how thrilling it is to, you know, be in this car and be with his friends and this crazy scene is happening and, you know, and like he comes in the car and he's just so hyped and fired up. Like, I feel like that's how I am, like when I'm hanging with my homies. Pierre and Diane were like, we have an idea. Before I started my recording session, we have an idea, and I was like, oh yeah, what? That we think Piranha should sing a song in this gallery scene. I think it'll be epic. I was like, all right, cool, okay, dope. And I cut a demo, and they were like, yo, no, like, I think this is gonna work. And then they set some sketches to the demo and showed what it could potentially look like, and it was starting to look like insane. And finally, they're like, all right, let's just do it. And yeah, I cut the record and made it in the movie. I think the wagging the tails is that feeling inside of you when you like do something that you know feels right. It's almost like Wolf, his tail was wagging because he's just like, wow, I feel like somebody sees me. You know, and this is a crew that probably feels like no one sees them, which is why they're like, we're just gonna keep, like, we don't need to be good. People don't see us anyway, they don't care. And finally, like, you know, he has this moment of feeling seen in a way that he probably never has felt before. And I think that sparks this moment of like, I kind of want to explore this and see what this actually could be or what this is. I think it's take the time to see somebody, you know, and really like every person has good in them, no matter what they look like or where they're from, or every single person has good in them. And sometimes we just have to get past that fear of what we think a person is, or you know what I'm saying, to really get to the heart of that.
I like in general playing no-nonsense characters that, especially women who know what they want and go after it with a fierce passion, and I think this police chief does that very well. She's not always successful, which I also like. I like being a bit of a fool, so I was attracted to that in the character. The bad guys are, well, first of all, what does it mean to be bad? I mean, that's a larger question. Are they really bad? We have the wolf, we have a tarantula, we have a shark, we have a piranha, is that right? And a snake. And these are all typically characters you see in most children's fairy tales and storybooks. They're usually the bad guys. They kind of get coerced into playing those roles, typecasting. And this movie kind of explores what does it mean to be bad, and just because you are bad at one point, will you always be bad? My character, the police chief, has been after these bad guys since day one. She is convinced people are incapable of change. I might agree with her. True change, are we really capable? So she's kind of always at the ready to try and catch these guys. These are the bad guys, and she is convinced they will never be anything other than bad, and she must catch them, put them away, and make the streets safer for the good guys. I think what audiences can expect when they see bad guys in that theater is the unexpected. I think this movie's visually so different, and tonally different, that it does not feel like your typical animated film. It's a fast, rapid ride, and it feels like a roller coaster.
Oh, they're horrible at trying to be good. They have no concept of what it means to, you know, be considerate or a good person, which brings in a lot of the humor. Shark is the cool, fun-loving one. He's cool and fun-loving, but don't piss him off. Everybody's terrified of him. I don't know what they did before to those people, but as soon as they come on the scene, everybody's just like, you know, gets out of their way. They have their respect on the street.
So the first time I saw the book and the cover of the first book from Aaron Blabey, you know, The Bad Guys, it was just an absolute, you know, mind blower. I saw in this cover a whole world of, you know, Quentin Tarantino, especially Reservoir Dogs. I saw a little bit of The Usual Suspects as well, and for me it was immediately a click. So went straight to the drawing board, immediately did a quick sketch of those characters to impregnate myself of the idea of these characters. But mostly what I saw was a giant, enormous idea. The idea of these 5 legendary animals that we all are scared of, and these guys decide to go good. The idea of using the villains of every story and just get them to turn into good guys. But yet we could treat this as a heist movie, in the fashion of Soderbergh and Guy Ritchie, and again Tarantino, and then really just build a whole world around this, because it never had been done before in animation. It's so exciting to direct a film like this, just because you have so much opportunity to explore a whole world. First of all, it's a big homage to Los Angeles. The whole background of this film is set in LA, a city that we love, that I love, and it's really an homage to the lighting and the skyline of this city, the messiness of this place, and yet the incredible graphic quality of it. It's also so exciting to be doing a film in that genre. The movie is obviously very inspired by the heist genre type of movies. We started with that reference to Tarantino and decided just, what if we made a Tarantino movie for children? Obviously, you can't really do that. It's too very, very much adult. So we shifted a little bit, and there's still tons of homage to Tarantino's work, but we shifted a little bit more towards, Ocean 11 and Soderbergh and Guy Ritchie and these kind of influences. But really the point was to use those cool influences and just infuse that in the tone of the film. We tend to be so judgmental so very quickly of how somebody looks or how somebody was raised. And this is why, they've been stereotypes their whole life. We made story about the big bad wolf and films about the great white sharks. And we have, phobias of spiders and snakes. But they are not necessarily true. Those animals are barely dangerous. They're not dangerous. They are beautiful animals. And so they face that kind of stereotyping. I think it's a metaphor for much more stereotyping that we all face as humans. But in the end, really the message of this movie is, the actions that you take or what you do really define you as opposed to what you are and what your nature is or what you look like. The design of the character evolved quite a bit, obviously. We started by trying to be a little closer to what Aaron had drawn, but at the same time, I also wanted to make it my own universe, and bringing my own influences to it. And which are very much, a French sense of design and graphism, and also, but influenced by a lot of the anime style. I really was inspired by the Miyazaki and Sherlock Hound and the Cowboy Bebop style for Mr. Wolf, and like from there, you can kind of gradually figuring out the rest of the cast. It was a combination of so many things, my own influences, the animation style that I wanted to get, the inspiration from the books themselves, and aging it up and making it really modern,
I first read the books, the first few books in this series, and saw what The Bad Guys was all about, and it was such an entertaining read. And then reading Etan's script, I felt like he had a great translation of what Aaron wrote in the books. Etan's ability to capture the characters and the humor and all of the fun of those characters was really entertaining, and I could see it translating into animation incredibly well. It's such a different movie in that we have this very unique opportunity to embrace a style that is new and fresh, hasn't been seen before in animation, and representing a heist movie for kids. We all love the Ocean's 11 movies, the heist genre, action, gangster films. Bringing that all together in a family-friendly environment was something really new and different. And Pierre had a style idea for this movie that was also really fresh and different. So being able to capture a CG movie, but with a 2D feel, was really exciting. We are incredibly grateful to have Daniel Pemberton as our composer. He did Ocean's 8 and Yesterday. He was Academy Award nominated for Chicago 7, and he's been an amazing collaborator. He understands Pierre's vision for the movie and has his own amazing ideas, and he's been such a great partner in this, and what he has delivered is nothing short of spectacular, and we are just so grateful to have him writing the music for this movie.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released.